special. Had to keep it level. Time goes by, start to evolve. Side by side, we can take it all. Wanna tell you, but scared to call. This love is overdue. These fears I have for you ain't holding back the truth. I'm certain me and you will be forever too. Ain't holding back the truth. This love is overdue. Ain't holding back the truth. Now I see it daily. Are you thinking about me? Maybe this is something special. Don't wanna keep it level. Time goes by, start to evolve. Side by side, we can take it all. Wanna tell you, but scared to call. This love is overdue. These fears I have for you ain't holding back the truth. I'm certain me and you will be forever too. Ain't holding back the truth. This love is overdue. Ain't holding back the truth. This love is overdue. These fears I have for you ain't holding back the truth. I'm certain me and you will be forever too. Ain't holding back the truth. This love is overdue. Ain't holding back the truth. This love is overdue.
Hey, what's up everybody? How are you doing today? Let's see if I can get my coffee going and then we'll get started. Hey, Torx in the chat. Seismec73. Welcome, man. I don't think I've seen that alias before. Welcome to the stream. See if I can get my webcam on as well. That'd be great. Hey, it works. What's up, everyone? How's the volume on the mic compared to the music? Decent? Needs adjustment? Hope everybody's doing great this Sunday. Sounds good, that's great. Just put my house up for sale. So watching the real estate agent gave me like, you know, a link with statistics and stuff, so where I can watch live, and it's really interesting to follow up on. So hopefully that house gets sold. It'll be great. Did my thingy break again? No, I'm not moving to the States actually. I'm moving literally like 100 meters up the street from where I'm at right now. Yeah, we did have a discussion at home moving to the States. I think it come down for us. It comes down to my fiance having a disease that she needs like regular maintenance with, like regular injections and stuff, and that is all provided by Norway. So if we move to the States, you might have to pay for that ourselves, which would be economical impact. And then it's the biggest issue though is getting the fucking dog to the US. We have like a 30-kilo Leverdoodle that we just simply don't have the heart to put in the fucking on the plane down in the storage, because he's too big, so you can't have him on the plane unless it's like a service dog or something, which is definitely not. So we figured like the only way would be we would be able to move to the States and and not break our hearts would be to actually get on a boat for 2 weeks. And yeah, so just but we are positive to the States. Like, we would love to live in the States for maybe like half a year or something, not permanently, but just like as a sort of a life experience. But generally, Norway, I don't see myself moving out of Norway anytime soon. But it would definitely be like a life experience to stay in the States for maybe half a year or something like that. Be cool. Get to work closely with some of the people. Heading over to the States in May though for like the company party. Or, well, technically it's not a company party. It's like the opening of the new headquarters of TrustedSec. And they're flying everybody out to have like a greeting and dinner. And it's basically a party. It's going to be super fun. Can't wait. It's going to be so weird though, because I've been working so closely with all my colleagues, but they're literally on the other side of the world. And I've never met them like in real life. Never met my boss in real life. Never met my boss's boss or anything like that in real life. So it's going to be, even though I Zoom with them regularly, it's going to be weird. You know what I mean? Like awkward actually meeting them in real life. So anyway, it's going to be fun though. I'm looking forward to it. A 5-star luxury boat could be nice to travel to the States. Yeah, I mean, like a cruise, doing like a cruise to the States is totally doable, and that would be the option. But then, I don't know how my dog would react on being on a cruise for like 2 weeks or something, or 10 days or whatever it is. So, I mean, he's 6 years old. Maybe after his time we'll move, but then, yeah, we'll see. It's a long discussion. It's hard. It's only awkward if you make it awkward, and you could make it awkward. I'll probably make it awkward. Never meeting your coworkers sounds like a dream job. Lol. I mean, having the option to never meet coworkers might be like decent, which is basically what I have right now. Hey, what's up, C5 Spider? Looking to steal some ideas again. I love it. Sadusas, hi. I'm not gonna try to pronounce that a second time. That was probably already bad enough. I don't think I've seen that alias as well. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. So. If anybody's joining for the first time, my name is Melvin. I'm a cybersecurity consultant. I'm what's referred to as a red team operator, which means that I'm a part of engagements where we target big companies all over the world, and we get to do stuff like calling people up and fooling them over the phone, sending out phishing emails, basically hack anything and anyone we want within that company. So that's like the introduction. The stream is just random blabber, is that a word? Random blabber about information security, and we do some technical deep dives. We've done some programming, so if you like that, stay tuned. So I'm gonna plug this a bit earlier into the chat before we get started. So after the Sunday streams, I usually go on my Discord channel and I do like a hangout session in the voice chat. So if you want to join that, feel free to stay tuned to the end of the stream. Usually Skelsec likes to join, and Grimmy, which I don't think is in the chat right now, likes to join as well. Anybody else wants to jump on, feel free. You can do whatever you want with it. If you want to troll or ask questions, or if you're working on a project that you want to talk about, whatever, feel free to join the voice chat. I'll drop the link to the Discord right now. So that's the link to the Discord. Feel free to join that. Will you do a live on fuzzing? I could probably do it. Honestly, attacking web applications is sort of partially a part of my job. Much more of my job is focused on attacking like the social aspect, attacking people, and then a technical aspect in terms of getting on workstations, finding information I want to find, potentially having to get around different EDR solutions, XDR solutions, stuff like that. So, you know, obviously we definitely look for external applications when we do our red team attacks, but I'm not a master in the application hacking. Just want to get that out there. So, but sure, why not? I'm initially thinking IPSec and John Hammond probably has some good videos on fuzzing. Maybe not like directly, but you know, there's this website, if you haven't heard about it, called ipsec.rocks, which you can like search in metadata from his videos on YouTube. IPSec is an information security content creator on YouTube. He does a lot of CTF style videos, and just recently I think he pivoted over to sort of expanding that scope, not just only doing hack the box stuff. So check that out. I'm just gonna see. I think it's literally IPSec rocks. If you're looking for that, check that out. It's pretty decent. Oh, final thoughts on BCR4. Well, I think I talked about it in the last video as well, but if I were to leave TrustedSec today or whatever, if I were to start my own company today and I needed a C2 framework that I could rely on during my engagements, I would probably buy BRC4 over CobbleStrike right now, because I most likely won't have the time and energy and commitment to do the customize or to customize it to the point where it's operationally I wouldn't say usable, but like, you know what I mean, like operationally impactful. I'm thinking if I'm on my own, I'm doing like solo consultancy stuff, I would probably use BRC4 because it comes out of the box as a much more like targeted tool than say CobbleStrike does. And you know, the other option would be to not buy something paid and just use Sliver, which we're going to be checking out today. But I think that sort of sums up my like impressions for BCR4 pretty much. Yep. Yo, Barndale, thank you for joining. Okay, so let's first check out Sliver. So, full disclosure, never used it. I think I've never even once fired it up. I've just heard good stuff about it from both my colleagues and, you know, other people in the information security community, if that's a thing. That's told me like it's one of those really decent and proper open source C2 frameworks. We're just going to be checking that out today. I have spun up a lab environment with a basic domain controller, a certificate authority server, or service I should say, and then a client machine. And we're going to be deploying onto that machine, testing out pivoting, testing out multi-point pivoting if that's possible, as well as some of the other common features that you would hit on during an engagement. Stuff like SocksBox as well, we could probably check that out. So let me see if I can get my screen going here. Great, you can see the screen. So apparently Sliver is a C2 framework maintained by Bishop Fox, which definitely rings some bells for some other tool, which is probably, what other tool do I recall using from Bishop Fox? There's like, is it that old that I... Maybe there isn't. Okay, I just recall Bishop Fox from some other context, but I can't recall it right now. Only thing I'm recalling here is the Sliver stuff. Okay, so what is Sliver? Sliver is an open source cross-platform adversary emulation red team framework. It can be used by organizations of all sizes to perform security testing. Sliver Implant supports C2 over mutual TLS. WireGuard, that's interesting, that's cool. HTTPS and DNS. They are dynamically compiled with per binary asymmetric encryption keys. So this is right off the bat pretty good. Asymmetric encryption keys is basically PGP, which is like public group. So you have a public key and a private key. and I'm guessing like both the C2 server and the implants has copies of that for both sides. So you can, you would have to have both parts to be able to put together the information chaining over the wire. So this is different from, say, other C2 frameworks, which has just sort of a symmetric encryption or just static keys implemented, where the C2 would generate a key and then that key would be implemented into the implant, and then you would have to both use that key to be able to read the information. So that's cool. That's something more commercial and like proper C2s have. So that's interesting that that's implemented in open source one, cross like a open source C2 framework. So I'm guessing Matrix C2 frameworks. I want to see what other open source C2s are also using asymmetric encryption for their network traffic. Let's see. So I think C2 makes, if you don't know about C2 Matrix, it's a really decent resource for just checking out what's available, both commercially and open source. Just, you know, obviously with different licenses. So I think if I open this data and then I can do filter, let's create a new temporary filter. And then I want to filter on encryption, which I can probably find somewhere. So key exchange, so you have encrypted key exchange, and then you have, so that's pre-shared. Let's see what it says. Sliver. Okay, so that's a fault from their side, I guess. It's enough. It's just another way of going about it. I guess it depends on how, like, how tinfoil hat you want to become. You know what I mean? Like, I can't find the word in English. Notes good for ovation. Well, we'll try it out. So let's see the setup instructions here. So it has a buff loader, cough loader, buff loader. Again, probably based on the work from our guys at TrustedSec, which released, I think, the open source cough loader on how to load Cobalt-Strike buff scripts or buff scripts into memory in other C2 frameworks. And ever since that, you know, Empire has buff support, Sharp C2, I want to say, have buff support, not sure. And also Posh C2 also has buff support. It is based on the TrustedSec loader. Cool. That's great. I think most are, and I think some people give credit for it and some people don't, and that's fine. That's how it is when you release stuff open source. So, okay, I like this, but it's also scary, so let's check out what this is first. Well, I can't just browse it. Okay. I guess the content type tells Firefox to download it. Okay, so it checks the wow, it does actually properly check the signature before it downloads, or at download. After download, verify signatures. That's cool. You don't see that a lot of. I haven't seen that much. I definitely haven't seen that in like open source installers. Most of it just gets it from our own resources. So it creates a Sliver service, generates a baseline config, I'm guessing. Then it goes through user's home directory and makes the config file under the .sliver client folder so that you can run the Sliver client from any user in the operating system. I'm gonna say yes, just based on the fact that he's answering questions. Ooh, oh my god. I'm literally... Okay, guys, I think we have to end the stream here. I don't think we can look at Sliver anymore. Nah. Paranoid was watching while we looked at his as well. So, awesome. That's great to see the interaction with the community. So, he will probably be able to correct me every time I say something wrong during the stream. Which is... great! Let's get this started. Especially, you know, when you run bash scripts, it's especially when you run bash scripts from online resources, you definitely want to especially when you run bash scripts from online resources, you want to check them out, and especially when you run them as sudo, you know what I mean? You don't trust anybody. So let's see if that signature is invalid and it gives us an error. What's waiting for the password? What could go wrong? No pressure. Literally, when I checked out Scalesex, Python framework, like browser-based pen testing framework, and when I checked out BRC4, the developers were all in there just looking at me. So what could possibly go wrong, people? Those are probably the classic, yeah, Ming GW dependencies for compiling C and C++ binaries. So it did seem to verify it, which is good. It's just a live demo, or servers in the chat as well. Oh man, didn't see earlier. It's just a live demo with devs looking over your shoulder. Yeah, what could possibly go wrong, people? Hey, I gotta say, I submitted the talk for DEF CON. So if anybody wants to like harass the DEF CON review panel into accepting my talk, feel free to do that. Okay. I'm kidding, of course, but it was super interesting. It's a mixed bag. I really hope they accept my talk for DEF CON because it was really cool. But then also, if they don't accept it, that's fine as well, because, you know, it's going to be a lot of work to get stuff properly like prepared for that talk. So it's fine if it goes both ways, honestly. Would be cool though. I like getting unbiased user feedback. Every developer should like getting that. You know, that's I mean, free ways to improve your product. Cool. So now I'm guessing it's installed as a service. So service. Do we see Sliver here? Probably because we haven't started it, or because I need to reload the thingy if it didn't do it. I submitted for Black Hat USA. Cool. DEF CON CPF in progress. Cool. So what was interesting about the DEF CON call for papers process is that you have to state, you know, did you submit this talks to to Black Hat, and, you know, would you like prioritize DEF CON over Black Hat? I only submitted to DEF CON because I think it probably still isn't what it was, but it's like it's more closer to the hacker culture than Black Hat, and, you know, I need my bears before going on stage. So, yep. Cool. Okay, let's see if the Github instructions into like, yeah, sounds like I can just like run Sliver server. I think I saw that reference earlier. Yep, so let's just check out the Github if it gives us any more information here. Help, wiki page. Cool, love wiki pages. Talks a bit about how the C2 server works. Operator, player, cool. So it's the same sort of team server. Looks like at least the same team server architecture that Cold-Strike introduced back in the day. So you have a main C2 server that you usually run in some sort of heavily abused cloud provider, Amazon, AWS. And then you connect to that heavily abused cloud provider through so like I'm guessing there's no GUIs. There's the CLI interface, which is, you know, in my which is definitely preferable by a lot of people. And then from that you can set up different listeners, then you can generate different implants. So it's the same Cold-Strike structure, it looks like. Scales like, if I submit to DEF CON and I don't get accepted, I'm gonna be super butthurt about that. Well, that's how it is, I guess, right? Honestly, yeah, again, I don't really care if they deny it. It's like, yeah, sure. It's like, woof, like, yeah, not so much work. Okay, so developer is giving me spicy information here that there's a non-public GUI. It will be open source when it's ready. Cool. That's interesting. And that's one of those main things that you can actually do when you have the team server principle. You know, I think I talked to the Posh C2 developers about this because they still have the old classic. You spin up like one CLI that is directly integrated into the server on the actual, the C2 server on the actual server. And since you have that team server infrastructure, you can build, like people could theoretically build their own CLI interfaces or GUI interfaces on top of the existing team server, which is the flexibility that this allows, among many other stuff. Honestly, for the sanity of my stress levels, I wouldn't even be mad about getting denied. Yeah, literally the same. X2. There's so much going on in that month of August that it's, yeah, I wouldn't be mad. It is definitely, like for me at least, it's one of those like checklist items to hold talk at DEF CON or Black Hat. Cool, so that's like a beginner's guide. Yeah, okay, write this page. Note this guide for applicable to read them. Please see the getting started guide before getting me started. Cool. Dependencies, that's fixed by the scripts. Cool, okay. Generating implants. Implanting beacons. I'm gonna guess it's just Sliver server. Let's try. Welcome to the Silver Shell. Please type help. So this is probably the CLI that needs to connect to the team server. So there's probably like a connector or something. Server-sec, it's definitely on my bucket list, but I kind of expect it to do it in a couple of years from now. Yeah. Scale's like server-sec. I'm gonna be better about getting accepted as well. Okay, so it's already connected. So how would this work if I had if I want to spin up like the remote server on, say, an AWS instance, and I want to connect to that through SSH port forwards from like multiple operators perspective? Would there be like a standalone mode I can spin up Sliver in? Yeah, there we go. No, never mind. Server? See multiplayer on wiki. Cool, cool, cool. Multiplayer mode. Oh, okay. Operators will need to download their preferred platform client software from the release page. Operators and service authenticated using mutual TLS. The client certificate are automatically generated and managed for using the new operator command. If you did not install the server as a system service, be sure to leave the server console. Okay, so after I'm guessing this just triggers like the service, so the service should be running now. And then I have to generate new operator, or I have to generate like configuration files for new operators, since it uses mutual TLS, and I have to share those files, and then I can connect to it. So if I do Sliver client, and then okay, so that would be directly from the binary then. Which is different when you which is different from the installation script, which I'm guessing it should just assumes that it's for one install. Cool. Okay, so I'm basically already up and running then. So let's take a look at the help. So you have some generic commands, and then you have some wire configuration commands, probably for the WireGuard listener. So settings looks like CLI settings. Manage to store loot, start. Okay, so you have different commands for starting. So I can just type HTTPS. Okay. So how do I now configure those settings for HTTPS? Okay. Okay, interesting. So help HTTPS. Okay, so that makes sense. That makes sense. And then you can define the different. So how can I list out the options of? Okay, so it's all one giant big command. Okay. So is there any way for me to list the currently active listeners? Start and stop them, or would it require a restart? Jobs. Okay, so that's jobs. So I could probably do help jobs, and then jobs. I could kill that job. Cool, and then I could do help HTTPS, and then probably HTTPS, and I can configure different stuff. So Timeout, command timeout in seconds. Website name. Local port, local host. The classical stuff. So long pull, service side long pull timeout, default 1 second, default 2 seconds. That's fine for demoing. Disable OTP authentication. I'll guess we just run it by default, and then we'll try to generate something. Help generate. Generate beacon. Can I do help for that as well? Ooh. Architecture is going to be x64. Okay, so AMD 64. Beacon interval days. Enable debug features. That DNS connection string. Ooh. So I'm guessing I would give it an HTTP connection string, which I would have to just, you know, that's going to be me in this instance. So I'm guessing there's no like templates and stuff, so the connection string I give it now can basically contain whatever, right? I can add whatever. Since I didn't have to specify it in the listener, I'm just assuming that it takes whatever. Foobar 1 2 3 super hard, right? Built-in obfuscation, cool. Oh, this is great. So this is one of those. Absolute like operational security wise features that I think every C2 should have, or every like if you have a private fork or some of them, they should have it. Being able to limit the binaries generated by the C2 framework, limits its execution based on some variables, allows you to, you know, first of all, you have sandbox innovation out of the box, but like you're also making sure that you don't accidentally execute something on a machine that isn't a part of the domain you're targeting, or that isn't a part of the organization you're targeting. You know, say for instance that the user had that you know, the employee you're targeting with a phishing campaign has a company enrolled computer that they are supposed to use, but then for some reason they have a private computer that they check email on once in a while, and then they download and execute your payload on their private computer, and then you're already out of scope, right? Yeah. So having something to being able to limit either the username or hostname or the domain to something you know, which you can typically, at least the domain name, you can typically figure that out through legacy NTLM authentication endpoints exposed, especially for larger organizations. Some organizations have OWA, you know, Outlook web app, which has that NTLM off exposed, or if you have some other weird application that has it. Through that, you could usually leak like the fully qualified domain name as well as the NetBIOS name, and then you can use that when you create these payloads to make sure you don't execute it everywhere else. So that's one of those really neat operational security factors. Okay, so I'm just gonna check the generating an implant save. Okay, MTLS. Okay. Similar implants have compiled the backend, but obviously for server domain will reach back out to the generating implant and commits use the following. You can also specify multi-domains if they import to have like a ruling. Some additional options may be passed, such as URL patch prefix. Silver C2 request URLs are randomly generated as described below. However, the operator may specify a path to prepend to every request. Cool. So if you override this with something you want, then it won't be randomly generated, which is cool. And mutex options for implants, which would be awesome too, comes in very handy when you need persistency and don't want to flood incoming callbacks. Yes. So having you know, what's referred to as a mutex option might also be referred to as a guardrail, so that the implant you're running only allows one active instance on the computer, so you don't get like flooded back with callbacks. And that's something that can easily go wrong when you're doing DLL sideloading, say with like the most abused application ever, Teams, if you're a bit unlucky and the target spawns a bunch of different Teams interfaces, that DLL might be called like 15 times, and you'll get 15 callbacks if you don't have a mutex. So that implementation would be great. Not sure, I didn't really see if Sliver has it or not, but that's a good call out by cybersec there. You don't want that. Cool. So head evolution. So also one thing I noted is that the random generated names here have like sort of a word list feel to them, which I think I like because it's much easier to remember head evolution than having something else. And I'm guessing also it's related to like static signatures, I guess, could be. So having that randomization is good. I don't think I've seen it in any C2 I've used. No, that's correct. I think usually that's something that's left up to the packer. You know, I think Sliver obviously has built-in obfuscation and looks like to have built-in signature, like signature detection evasion. But most C2 frameworks don't have that, and they sort of rely on you to pack it to be able to serve it to some other people. The inspiration was NSA code names. That's cool. I didn't realize that. Don't know many NSA code names. So I'm going to pull this binary off disk and I'm going to deploy it in the lab, and we'll see if we'll get a callback. Oh, cannot copy file. That's great. That's exactly what I was looking for here. Cannot copy file operation. Let's try to move it to desktop. Error permissions do not. Ah, it's created by sudo. Okay, that's why. So I just need to give the entire world permission to head evolution. That's why. Cool. I'll pull that up on my VM, and you can't see the lab right now, but it's currently running Defenders. I'll guess we'll check some signatures as well. And Defender did kill it, so we might have to play around with the settings if you want it to work out of the box. And you know, that's definitely not to be expected out of an open source C2 framework. So yeah, out of the box is going to be caught, but that's just how it is. I mean, again, that's not something I would expect. I think we talked about that with BRC4 as well. I don't expect C2 frameworks to generate binaries out of the box that are bypasses static signature detections, because that would just be stupid. It's a cat and mouse game. You're going to waste too much time dealing with that. What I would like to see is having the capability, say with BRC4, to choose what sort of memory allocation technique you want to use and what sort of thread execution technique you want to use in order to build your own sort of runtime bypass, because that's what matters. Anybody can pack this and make like a basic loader. That's easier. So in this instance, I'm going to check the generation options a bit more, just see if I can maybe change it up a bit, and then we'll see. So operating system default is Windows, pull timeout, run load, run the implant enter from the environment, shared library only. Stagers are also supported, and it's interoperable with with Metasploit stagers. Cool. So can you generate? Is that when you say stagers? That's probably like you can generate straight shellcode output and you can pack it. Cool. So for now, I'm just going to nuke Defender because that's not really a part of what we're doing right now. So I'm just gonna nuke it, and then we'll give it a go, and then we'll see if we can get it going before Defender turns itself back on. There we go. We got a beacon callback. So if I go to sessions, probably not sessions I'm looking for. Beacons is what I'm looking for. There we go, and then it's probably interactive. Yep, and then. Task a beacon to open an interactive session. Okay, so that isn't the actual jump back in. Use. Okay, so everybody has their... okay, so that's the full GUID then, and then it shows the short name GUID in the ID. I like this format, being able to like move into it makes a lot of sense. So we have a bunch of default configurations house. We have execute shellcode, manage extensions, getting process information, both the PID and the parent process ID, loads and execute a shared object, shared library DLL, so that's I'm guessing reflected DLL injection, internal process, inbound SOC. Woo, we have SOX 5. I gotta test that out. First, I think that's the first open source framework with SOX 5, and it's built in SOX 5 start. Please select the session via use. Requires an interactive session. Okay, and that's probably to reduce the callback time. So if I go back, I'm in beacon mode, right? You're correct. So can I exit beacon mode? Oh, back. Beacons. Okay, so it's still there, and then interactive. Okay, so I have to go into beacon mode and then interactive, or okay, cool. So use and then interactive. Past beacon to activate C2 endpoint. It's wait, no, you're here to spoon feed me. I don't know what you're talking about. The wiki page. That's one of the downside of joining a stream like that. You got to be able to spoon feed me, man. Yep. I'm kidding. It's good. Yeah. If I weren't doing this live, I would probably sit for 10 minutes and read through the getting started. So can I now do SOX? I really like the SOX 5 start. Please use session via use. There we go. So it picked up the task. Sessions. Okay. So sessions held. Prune kill all state. So that's the session. So now I can interact with the session. Okay, so this is like a pre-stage. So what's the, do you want to explain what the main difference here is? Is it the callback time? So when it's in a beacon mode, it has a longer callback, like a long haul mode, and then you make it interactive and it runs down the callback, right? Does that, is that, do I understand that correctly? Cool. So it's a built-in stage mode basically. It's, you're separating what you would normally do in Cobalt Strike with the sleep command just out to two different stages to and in session mode, it's a persistent connection. What do you mean by persistent connection? Just that it's calling back like every second or as fast as possible? Oh, okay. And button pushings. Wait, what? I have the Microsoft stuff on. Reading the getting started page, we don't do that there. So Skelsec had the same. When I tried out his stuff, we had the exact same stuff. I just got spoon fed, which is great. Okay, cool. So now we have a local port opened on 1081 for SOX 5. So I never actually used SOX 5 before. That's going to be interesting to see how it supports, right? Yep, SOX 5. And then, what was it? 1080? I believe it was 1080. 1081. There we go. So now, oh, I hated when I done run sudo, man. We have the devs read the manual to us here. Privileged, people, privileged. So now, so I guess already I can sort of reach the, let's get some IP information here. Screenshot, cool. Let's do a screenshot, why not? I think that honestly, screenshot or screen watch is just one of those undervalued commands in my opinion. I love getting screenshots of the victim or the victims. That sounds interiors of the target screen, screen, because then I can see, are there any sticky notes? What sort of applications are down in the toolbar? What does their environment look like? Is it heavily customized? Is this a power user? Is this like a normal, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing user? Just getting like an impression of what sort of system or environment you're operating on. I like that. Hey, Nightwolf made it. Hello, man. Thanks for joining. Cool. So the IP of that machine is 1315, and full disclosure, I'm already pretty sure I can already reach that. So so proxy chain, since proxy chain or SOX 5 supports UDP, I should be able to ping it, right? Oh, well, that's. I didn't say that. I take it back. ICMP is not UDP. Nobody heard it. Nobody heard that. Nobody heard it. Nothing to see here, people. Nothing to see. Shh. Okay. This could be the gig of this channel. Have the dev of the tool live voice chat, please. And we could use Flying Vic Struggle live. Yep, that's Nightwolf got it. Heard what? Oh yeah, of course, there's a port scan, so it's gonna show that. Cool. Gelsec, why can't you just play along? No, you didn't hear it. Unhear it. You didn't hear it, I say. Angel, is there a way to find out if there is an interaction on the target, like the keyboard key hits or mouse movement, to see if the user may not be on the computer, aka working, taking a break? So you're thinking about having some sort of indication if the user has been active the last X seconds or something. That's a cool cool feature to have for sure, especially if you're like waiting to do something. The VOD for this stream will be mysteriously lost. No? Oh, ISMP is supported with SOX 5. Really? Cool. Back to my original question. Let's ping it. Wow. I mean, SOX 5? Funny story, I actually had a chat with Greg from Cobalt Strike or Help Systems after the whole Twitter thing a couple of weeks back, and just, you know, getting SOX 5 is very nice. SOX 5 is life. Everybody, like every C2 framework ever, should struggle to implement SOX 5. Does the hidden desktop feature, I think we talked about that last stream as well, which is cool, like Screen Watch. I kinda not like Screen Watch exists in open source C2. I've seen it in the commercial one provided by Outflank, but nowhere else. So we're referring to the fact that Outflank provides a private tooling they call hidden desktop in their like red team stack, which you can buy. Which mine Skelsec knows more about this than me. I actually quoted him about it this week. But it creates sort of like a interactive RDP session that is in a separate session than the real one. So the user, like the user that you have an implant on like the English is hard. The user's machine, like the user you have an implant. Wow. The user won't see what you're doing. It's basically hidden desktop in the name. So so you can do stuff like you know, open Chrome and go through his passwords in LastPass or Dashlane or whatever you have, which is one of the, I think that's like, in my mind, that's one of my go-to things I would do if I had access to a hidden desktop feature in the C2 framework, is doing just that, being able to browse the password like keychain extension or whatever, as well as I have seen that in engagements as well, people having their multi-factor authentication software on their desktop. So like it's a little tab in the bottom right corner with rotating MFA keys, which would be nice to browse as well. So catching up here, developer says you can beacon over one protocol and go interactive over a different protocol. That's nice. I like that flexibility. So, you know, he suggests that you would go beacon over DNS sort of as a long haul point of communication, and then you would go interactive over something much more efficient than DNS in terms of data, like HTTP, HTTPS, WireGuard, right? Also says I need to check out Curse Chrome. Googling. Is this another attempt to backdoor my machine? Got those last time. Wow. So Bollinger Justin Bollinger Bandrel in chat on Twitter just told me that he sent me a link to a tweet from 2017 stating, "It is rumored that Trevor's dying wish was for SOX 5 in Metasploit." And still, no SOX 5, people. No SOX 5. Waiting screen is kinda in Metasploit, but not interactive. Watching screen is kinda I'm good, Abu Dhabi. How are you doing? We also want to use Hidden Desktop to check the internal app they're using. Yep. So internal applications, definitely something you could check out using Hidden Desktop. That would be like a killer feature for Cobalt Strike to implement in a BOF or something, if possible. Bald to assume it's already backdoored. We inject Curse Chrome at runtime into extensions to get around U2F. Cool. Curse Chrome, I thought it was clearly implied and that blah 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 blah. Please don't use this. What is it? A cursed Chrome extension implant that turns victim Chrome browsers into fully functional HTTP proxies. By using the proxies this tool creates, you can browse the web authenticated as your victim. I recall this. This is rather old, right? Cool, so this is an extension that you would load through. So technically you don't even have to inject this, right? You could just drop the extension on disk and then start Chrome with a given parameter loading the extension, right? Is that the correct assumption? I recall seeing that somewhere. This is cool. I've seen this before, but I've never even thought about using it operationally. Gotta admit. But this would be cool. I would have... there was a red team on a couple of months ago that I would definitely have loved to use something like this. Yeah, but you can inject it into existing extensions at runtime to avoid any GUI changes. That's cool. Wait, Metasploit does support SOX 5? Trevor's dying wish was made true. Okay, cool. Sorry, misinformation from my end. Okay, so you can also inject this instead of having to deploy it into an extension. That's cool. I'm always, I don't know about you guys, but on engagements, I'm always really skeptical of doing any sort of injection other than getting the main beacon up and running, you know what I mean? I avoid fork and run operations as much as possible, and it goes back to the meme, you know, Cobalt Strike being a glorified SOX proxy. That's basically 90% of all the operational stuff I do after I get the initial access, you know what I mean? I fire up the SOX proxy and I use Imp Packet to do much of my stuff. Ooh, there's a one-click Curse Chrome integration coming into an upcoming Sliver release. That's cool. That would be dope. I mean, just having freaking SOX 5 already beats Cobalt... Like, okay, it doesn't beat Cobalt Strike, but you know what I mean. SOX 5 is... like, heaven. One-click Curse Chrome integration, that's cool. So... CS is a glorified SOX proxy. Okay, so I wrote that sort of waking up in the morning and just being like, hey, I want to put the world, or I want to stir things up a bit in like the community, InfoSec community. But it is true though, like literally, it is true. Like 90%, I bet you, like proper red teams that use Cobalt Strike, 90% of the feature, like 90% of what they use is the SOX proxy stuff. Armory. Fetching one armory index. Fetching packet information. Ooh. Wow. Chromium key dump? Bundles. Situational awareness bundle. So this is from TrustedSec. Windows bypass. Inject E2A bypass. Inject anti-bypass. Nice. Nano dump. And Credman. Cool. Unhack rules. So how? So this is this question, is this fork and run operations? Help, help. Okay. Okay, so it's probably armory and then whatever command I want to run, right? No, that's to install it. Yeah, it's fork and run, cool. So how would you actually run these? Again, I'm not reading the help me. Okay. Okay, sorry. So I thought that this installed all of them automatically, but you have to armory package install them. Cool. Cool. Okay, so let's go for freaking seatbelt, right? So armory install seatbelt. Seatbelt. Oh my god, this is cool. I might actually use this on engagement. And you can specify the app domain. Yes. My silly string. Cool. Optional class name. Oh yeah, okay. So so it probably has some defaults in terms of like what class and method to trigger for kicking off seatbelt. And then you can give it arguments, I'm assuming. Arguments is at the end if you don't give anything. So, is it group all? -- group all? Is that a thing? I think that's a thing. Yeah, then I'd probably do it like that. I'm all just guessing here. Okay, let's not do any of that. Ooh. Buff, I'm guessing cuff loader is not fork and run because those are all in the same process. So C#, running C#. So I can't recall the last time I ran a C# binary on an engagement anymore. Like in terms of detection, you're doing a fork and run operation. If you're not cautious about what process you're targeting for the fork and run, that process might not load the C# or .NET runtime usually. That might be a giant red flag. And then, you know, depending on what API calls you have unhooked, if you patched out ETW, if you're working against Defender, if you patched out UMC, see that C# executable, if not obfuscated, might get caught in memory and you're done anyway. So, but buffs are solid still. I haven't been detected by a buff yet, unless it's like a dynamic detection of what you're actually doing. The buff itself didn't get caught. It's like a, you know, like a extension of what you were trying to do that got caught. Add an empty string. Cool. So we could try that again. Okay, cool. So there's no group all command. That is probably correct. Yeah, the .NET seems to be wonky at the time, but I want to try some of the I want to try Chrome. I want to try this. Certify? Wait, what? Okay, so it has Certify built in. This is cool. So these are bundles, so I could do Armory install, and then that will get that entire bundle, which is nice. See the wiki. Wait, the wiki? What is that? Kidding. So that's probably .NET somewhere or Armory. Aliases. It's important to understand that all aliases commands have certain Sliver shell flags, those that appear in help. Your Sliver shell commands are lexically parsed by the Sliver shell first, and only unnamed potential arguments are passed to the other's code. This means you may need to escape certain arguments in order for them to be correct partially. Okay, so if the C# application I'm executing has an argument that has a collision with the actual argument that the C# executable takes, or the C# loader module in Sliver takes, I have to escape that. So the reason that failed was because it wasn't -- group. But that shouldn't. Oh, don't tell me what I'm doing wrong. I want to figure it out here. But that doesn't really collide, so that should be fine. Seatbelt dash group system. Okay, if I... Oh, maybe those are first? Okay, and then... Okay, so I have to escape it like that. Okay. For it to be parsed correctly. There we go. I thought group... Okay, so it's equal. Right? Or am I just stupid right now? There we go. Takes longer to return. Cool. So it's basically right now you just have to escape the arguments you want to parse in order to avoid the conflict between the arguments that you want to give to the C# binary and the argument that you give to the actual C# loader module. Okay, so you can create your own aliases in JSON. That's awesome. This is like the Armory install documentation stuff. So, who is hosting this Armory? Is it from the GitHub repo? Are you guys compiling it, like operational security wise? Where am I getting these binaries from? Why do I want to run these? Okay, it's on GitHub. So there we go. We got all that information. Cool. Let's try BOF. So Armory. Okay, so green means installed. That's great. Let's do... So is that a BOF? Okay, I'm guessing an extension is in BOF? No, an extension could be both. Sorry. So help. Chromium Keto. Now, I don't have... Let's see if I can, like... I'll install Chrome on the machine just to have some data. You won't be able to see it, but... I'm doing that right now. Don't allow... Edge, why are you asking me all these questions? I don't want to give you my data. Okay, all Armory files are signed and compiled by Sliver authors. Cool, so that's, you know... So that's good. That's, you know, responsible. That's some responsibility taken by you guys. That's like, that's not like all I want to say about that, but you know what I mean. That's responsibility taken by you guys to make sure that the files or the Armory repository by your end is proper. I guess I should log into some random accounts or something. Give Microsoft all your data. It's the right thing to do. I mean, they're gonna take all your data anyhow, so meh. Okay, I'm just gonna test this module and then we'll move on to pivoting and lateral movement. So I'm in Chrome. What do I want to do? I want to log into something. Let's create an account at like website. Where should I create an account, guys, for testing? Give me a funny website, people. Let's go. OnlyFans wouldn't be fun. It would be me getting banned from Twitch. So don't suggest OnlyFans. If you type extensions, it's going to list more details about them. Cool. There's so much like, there's a ton of effort put into this. Not that other C2 frameworks aren't, but I like this as well, giving credit where credit is due. Oh, it's really fast when it's interactive. I like it. The operating cannot be ran. That's interesting. Call extension RPC on this description. Interesting. I'm not sure if it's on my side or that side. Doesn't matter. Okay, I'll trade some account at Go Mail. Create free email account. So we'll create an email at mail.com. Is that even a thing? Okay. We'll create super Sliver. Super long password. Oh no. What do you mean bicycle? This entire thing is a bicycle. Traffic lights. Oh, I love this. I love being able to verify that I'm not a robot. I'll just create like an account here. I'm not a robot. Technical error. What technical error? Mr. Meesex. I have found the armory. It's really cool. I like the naming. Tractors. Oh wow, Russian's worst nightmare right now. Tractors. Okay, so it didn't like that. I'm just gonna run the Chromium thingy and see if it dumps anything. So, armory. It was called. I like how it sorts it differently after you've chosen. Wow, it's really quick. So right now I haven't even closed my Chrome browser yet, which is probably where, yeah, I don't really have that many cookies. Okay, let's move into lateral movement. So before I get more spoon-fed, let's see if we can actually find some information about this, or if there's at least some basic modules for lateral movement. It doesn't have to be. So I don't see. Okay, wow, I haven't seen this. So these are Windows specific commands. Wow, I haven't seen this before. So you have psexec, which is going to be presumably creating a service, uploading a binary, and pointing that service to the binary, and then starting it. So it needs just the host name and/or flags. So default is going to be Windows temp. That's fine. Description of the service, we probably want to change those. psexec, scalesec will not be banned. That's going to be the service name. In the service description, and the service name is going to be scalesec turbo banner. Sorry, I should say scalesec banning service. And then command timeout, don't need that. Profile to use for the source binary. Is that HTTP or HTTPS? Yeah, in this case, I don't have the permissions. Let's see how it errors out. Rubius works with, or in terms of like stealing a token, or generating creds or TGT and then stealing it. Would be banned? Preposterous. Let's see. I just want to see what happens. So, I don't have a host name. It should fail. Cool. Do we have the end command? Great. I love the end command. Like, in terms of like situational awareness, this will tell you so much. Main domain, main logon server. Might even be some snacks set in environment variables. Love it. Love. And pro tip, or not pro tip, tip. So this should tell me the default logon server, which is going to be RTDC01. Wow, Rustamouse joined. Well, so I need a profile. Is that going to be HTTPS? I just want to see it fail at this point. P for profile. HTTPS? Nah, C helps. Profile to use for a service binary. Okay, profiles. Profiles.help. So I think we got a real competitor here, Rasamas, for your Sharp C2. Sliver is really dope. You should steal a lot of this. I mean, you should be heavily inspired by a lot of this. Like SOX 5. Why doesn't Sharp C2 have SOX 5, Rasa? This has SOX 5. Just saying. Has SOX 5. Dice mix. I think I've used another trick for that which don't need escaping or adding quotes. Separating the sliver argument and assembly argument with dash dash. Like you can do with Unix shell sometimes. Seems to do the job. Cool. Might have to try that out. That's a pro tip right there for Sliver. So let's generate an implant profile. Okay, profile. Name. Service profile. I want to create a new one. No profile name specified. Service profile? No, I know there's no profile service name. So there's a difference between oh, lol. I didn't even see this. What the frick? Okay, profiles. Lol, I didn't see. I literally didn't see this. All I saw was this. Me blind. Oh, I think we're gonna have to do C5 Spider next time. No, it isn't released, right? Okay, we're getting off track. I just want to check out if I'm stupid or not. Cool. Profiles. So we gotta create a new profile according to the spoon feeding I'm receiving here. Format of the profile is going to be service. We're going to do skip symbols for reasons I don't mind reading up on right now. We're going to do, we don't want to do MNTLS. We want to do HTTP. Let's do H and see what happens. There we go. Oh, we're going back to this. Okay. So we could choose HTTP for this. We could probably use name pipes as well, which would be, let's go for name pipes. Disable obfuscation. Okay, skip symbols. That's okay. Let's try name pipe. So, and then we'll just find some random name pipe. So, and then we'll just call it basic name pipe, and then you need to give it a proper name pipe, which is going to be we're just going to ls name pipes from this session here. If you use name pipes, you also have to, okay, okay, so that's gonna require, but if I do HTTP, we're still good, right? Because then we'll just connect back to me like all the other ones, so we'll just do that. And then we'll give it an IP and let it randomly generate. Because I'm lazy. Imagine if the developers of these C2 frameworks didn't show up to spoon feed me during the, streams. I would be totally lost. So that's great. Who's famous? Oh my god, Rasta. Don't tell everybody. All that reading. Nah, but it's good though. No, Rasta Mouse, before I joined, I was just saying that this framework, which is open source, has SOX 5. You don't have SOX 5, and I was just telling you maybe, you should implement SOX 5. I know you're working on SOX 4, so don't come here. Invalid flag. Invalid flag profile name. Noted. Would be here for full 8 hours working day. Yeah, we might actually be. We would actually be. Why can't I do dash profile name? Oh, it's because of the slash, right? No? Haha, the help is out of date. What? The help is out of date? I've used this. Everything's out of date. Oh, it's falling apart. It's falling apart, people. Ah. You know what? Name is a positional R. Okay. So no name then. There we go. Save the implant profile. We'll move back to PSexec, which like apparently failed a long time ago. And then basic. It's not a name pipe anymore, so we'll just fucking things up here, but no. And then a generated one. Waiting a bit for file to be analyzed. Operation did not complete. Interesting. I mean, that's not interesting. It's totally expected because I didn't turn off the fender on the DC. So let me just cheat and turn off the fender on the DC. Wow. Okay, how do you, Rastamouse, how do you ban people again? Is it the, let's see here. I think it's the right click, scale sec, and then it's, yeah, there we go. There's the hammer. I've been looking, let's see. Yeah, there we go. No, I'm kidding. I won't though, but I'm watching. I'm seeing you. Nah, I'm seeing you. A point through. A point though. Yeah, it is a point. He has a point. I'm not saying his point is invalid. I'm just saying, you know, I can ban whoever I want. Okay, so now it's the service name. Scalesec Turbo Banner 2. Hey, what's up, GoPro Slow Yo? I'm doing good. How are you doing? There we go. We got a new beacon. I learned something because you have beacons that are like long hauls, and then you have to move them over to sessions or interactively for them to be able to do more fun stuff. Let's hope the Twitch help is not out of date. You can execute commands asynchronously, cool. So you can, that would be more of the classical, it's sleeping for a long time, so you're just staging up commands. So does the armory is for the whole server, so I can now run armory instances. Let's see if I can run the ADF, these ones from beacon. Oh, I'm still getting that, that's interesting. Oh no, wait, I'm still in the wrong thingy. So now I need to do beacons and then use, right? And then it's going to be D8. Because that's the wrong, no. Wait, what? Why didn't it show? Why? Oh, there we go. Oh. Okay, I have to. It's a session, and then you use it to get it to a beacon, and then you start it interactively to get it to a interactive session. Okay, sorry. My bad. My bad again. Always is my bad. If you get like really creative with it, you could still do a lot with services these days. There are a lot more services than just a service binary.executable. Yes. Okay, this is cool. Bit broken maybe, but cool. What the frick? Okay, this is cool. That's my terminal numbers. Wait, what? I just learned you could use VNRM using certificates the other day. Do you mean turning your certificate into a TGT and then using Kerberos to authenticate to VNRM? Or... please explain, ServerSec. Put you on the spot there, by the way, but please explain. It's annoying that I don't have a back command. How? Okay, so... developer man, how would I exit this? I know you don't technically need to, but like, can I exit this without killing Sliver? Background. So I was close. Cool. And then sessions. Okay, so sorry, explain again. What is the difference? So why did the DC skip becoming a beacon and came right back as a session? Because the first one is still a beacon. Oh no, they're different IDs. So I executed it twice. Okay, because you generated a session mode binary. Okay, so that was specified when I configured the service profile earlier. That's why that became a session mode binary, or is it because that's just how PSExec forces the profile to be generated? Port forward, that's nice. Implant type. Ah, okay. So if I do profiles, new, and then do help, I could specify that. So there's format. Is that related to the service type? Generate foo equals session. Generate beacon foo. Oh, okay. Now I got you. That wasn't... that would be probably made sense if I read the instructions like I should have. Okay, it makes sense. So there's two types of binaries. Beacon and non-beacon. Cool. Still, the SOX 5 kicks ass though. I just love being able to... yeah. That just kicks ass having SOX 5 like that. The very bottom subplans. Beacon. Okay. Would probably make sense again if I actually read stuff and, you know. Okay, so let's see. Sessions. It's going to be interactive. No, I have to use it first, so I have to go into the session 8.3. And then interactive. Well, I just did. Okay, so it's all this. Great. Help. Let's do armory. Is there anything for DC syncing, or will I just do that over the amazing SOX 5 connection that I have? I can't do it from a syscommand either, I know, but just curious. I mean, sharpsec dump. You could probably do sharpsec dump for it. So let's do armory install sharpsec dump, and then sharpsec dump. That's gonna be a... oh wow. Okay, cool. I'm gonna try the dash trick now. Wait, are you trying to get banned or what is happening now? Worked. That's only going to be using raw safety as Unicode. Okay, no, this is just going to... Yeah, this is just going to be SAM though. I thought it was more. Yeah, if you can't, I can't. You can't type links. You have to DM me on Discord for that. In that case. So, but I mean, when you have SOX 5, there's no issue just doing secrets dump. So, I'll have to type it myself. Can't type? Oh, I don't have it. Oh. Wait, what? Oh, it's called Impacted Secret Dump, isn't it? Yeah, it's I never use that. Lol, that's why. No such event. Oh, it's because of this. Right? Yeah. Lol. It's just me failing. Never mind. There we go. SOX 5, man. SOX 5 is life. Oh my god, the developer bypassed my link restriction rules. I'm just gonna repost that if people want to. Yeah, we should try to check none of them. Oh my god, he beat Mood Powers. Oh wow. Mood abuse. Let's try use VSS. Give Mood Powers promise in the first 5 minutes. Works great. Awesome. Let's try none of them. I love the installing though. I love it. I love the Armory install stuff. But I mean, technically, like, yeah, I love it. It's great. I see it right now when it's only possible to have your own like verified signature-based Armory. I totally get why you would want to install the packages one by one. Oh no, I don't get why you want to do that. But again, when people come with their own public armories, it makes sense to like being able to fetch a repository and then install them one by one. But right now, when you're sort of serving all of them anyhow, you know, having them all installed would only, yeah, sure. Yeah, that would be dope. I mean, maybe even it wouldn't need to be like an install option, but it would be dope. I mean, we all have disk space now, and since like you could add the all command to install all verified packages from verified Armory repositories. Cool. Let's try none of them. Missing pit. So PS, cool. None of them. Can I search in PS? Filter based on PID. Can I filter based on executable name? Nice! Again. 656. Dump name. Scalesec brain is small. There we go. Fileless. I like it. Missing signature. Scalesec. But hurt. Okay, what's supposed to happen now? Oh, okay, I probably need to write the file, eh? Hey, did I become Canadian? I found something that didn't work. I love it. That's how it is. No worries. Fileless LSS dump on an open source C2 framework would be fire. Internal stuff, cool. So, did it drop the disk or? Yeah, Skeletex's brain is small. It's empty though. Probably don't have the privs. Can I get privs? Let's cd to temp. Oh, there is no temp, that's why. I'll just create one. Oh, I can't cd. Okay. Now I'm getting a 0 output, so let's try to play with some of the commands. Oh, interesting. Oh, now it worked. Okay. So I tried to give it that last option and it didn't like that. So help, no. So I tried to give it that signature option, which I probably gave it too long of a string and it didn't work. So if I don't give it a signature option, it works just fine. Wait, what? Who? Oh, there we go. Download. Yep. I wonder who created Pie Cats. Who was that guy? Probably somebody who's banned on Twitch or not the mod. Let's check out for Let's check out for that download. There we go. So I can just do I have Cats installed by default? Nice. Nice. Works like a charm. Hey, Dysfunction, thanks for joining up. Skeletex's brain works if the user knows how to use it. Who wouldn't tunk? Who would tunk? You know it's a good stream when Rastamouses joins to give credits to the other guy in the chat. Ah, this is great stuff. We're like a community, people. We're a community now. Of course, you should steal it. That'd be dope. But you would have to maintain it though, Rasta, so it's a lot of responsibility. I want the history to get this right, that it was the Flangwick Twitch chat who reunited Rastamouse and Molox to create one giant repository of signature and verified executables to use in Sharpsy2 and and Sliver. I want that noted down in history, people. This is cool though. I like it. I think like I could definitely see myself using this just for the SOX 5 feature. Answer me this. Is there any other paid slash commercialized C2 framework that has SOX 5 right now? Cobalt Strike does not have it. BRC4 does not have it. He's working on implementing it. He says it's a bitch to implement, which I believe. What other paid C2 framework right now has SOX 5? I don't think Nighthawk has SOX 5. And Nighthawk isn't a paid C2 framework. Nighthawk is a billionaire C2 framework. Don't quote me on that. Did I turn off clips? I hope I turned off clips. My C2 has SOX 5, you can pay me. But do I want to give my money to Scalesec though? Yeah, it is cool. I like it. And it, you know, just obviously I haven't read the single line of the source code, but just looking at like the whole, like the overall, my overall feel of the package is that this is something who actually takes operational security seriously. Just by, you know, having signature checks in their install script should sort of give you an idea of where the baseline of operational security is at. So I could definitely see myself using something like this operationally on an engagement. Yeah, wiki page for transport security. A lot of effort is definitely also put into this, so it's that. Yeah, detailed information about the key exchange implementation for both pivots and normal server traffic. Ah, this is cool. This is, yeah. I haven't tried Mythic. I want to try Mythic. The thing is that Mythic still scares me a bit because of all the Docker containerization stuff. So, but I think that would be something I would have to try the next go about. What I have noted in history is creating Slack channel where the Sliver peeps hang out. Mythic is good, Mythic is cool, but heavy deployment. Right, so I think, yeah, I really want to try Mythic. I know I've seen something on Twitter about somebody working on a Mac implementation of Mythic, a Mythic implant in Mac for that, which would be sick. I'm also thinking that the deployment might look heavy from the outside, but as soon as you deploy it a couple of times, it's going to be good. So I definitely want to check out Mythic. It's just, again, you know, when you go to the Github page and look at the implementation, you're immediately hit with, oh, this might be a pain. Mouse, I seem to recall initial install took a long time. Okay, yeah, it might explain. I think it's like 3 or 4 Docker containers, right? Sliver supports some Mac OS, including Apple Silicon. That's cool. I actually have a Mac, so I might have to try that. That'd be dope. Might have to let the Binary Defense gang know before I install a Mythic agent on my work Mac, though. Imagine how that would go down. LC would be proud. If you're watching right now, you know you would be proud, right? Me triggering an incident response during my Sunday live stream because I installed a Mythic agent on my work laptop. That would be one stream. Nah. All Golang targets are supported by basic Sliver implementations, including BSDLR. See generate info. Okay, this is cool. If I ever wanted to build an agent for my Solaris box, that's nice. iOS. Oh, that would be cool, dude. Have you actually tested Sliver on iOS? Or is just... Is iOS what I think it is, as in my iPhone iOS? Does it actually work? Like, I know I obviously getting code execution on iOS would be, you know, borderline impossible unless you have your ass full of O days, but you know, Does it actually like when if I assume, you know, for me to test this, I would have to jailbreak my old iPhone 6s. Okay, I forgot to say welcome to Hamid. Hey, welcome Hamid. How are you doing? I'm doing great. How are you doing today? The beauty of Golang. You could build the whole infrastructure using containers with Terraform, no VMs, etc. I definitely have to try out Mythic. Android as well, probably a lot of, I mean, probably still a pain in the butt, but you know, through enough instructions and proper social engineering, you could trick an Android user into installing. That would be, I would like to test this. It'd be so sick. Does Golang, I was totally unaware that Golang had like target builds for freaking Android and iOS. I was totally unaware of that. That's cool. By the way, type shell in the session. Oh, I like this. This is great. This action is bad OPSEC. Oh, you're an adult. Well, you know, I kinda am, unfortunately. Opening shell tunnel, start a remote shell pit. PowerShell session, cool. So question is, how interactive is this? Like, is this still going over encrypted, or are we talking like fucking reverse shell type stuff here? Is the implementation is still over the same? Yeah, like encrypted or? Look, I'm Conti, guys. Let me just go over to Bing here and search for Mimikatz. Let's see. Let me see. My name is Lapsus. I would like to start Mimikatz. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. So I think you should. I totally think Sliver should have a Bing module where it spawns a new Internet Explorer process, opens Bing and search for whatever module you need. I mean, I know a couple of guys who would love that. Lapsus. On exit, hit enter an extra time. Nice. Who needs OPSEC anyway? Yeah. I mean, okay, I want to talk about that. I think it's so funny because, so, looking at, I want to talk about this. So the mandant log thing, right? I have a theory. Putting on my tinfoil hat here, conspiracy-wise. I have a theory that the machine they initially compromised that the mandant log came out of was really old, and that's how they managed to kill the FireEye agent. Because, at least to my knowledge, you can't become trusted installer using Process Explorer. And if this was a modern machine, you would have to be trusted installer in order to stop the services required to kill the FireEye agent. So, did they... Either the FireEye agent isn't protected properly as a service and you can just stop it as a system, or, yeah, a system. Or the machine that they owned was so old that they didn't have the trusted installer implementation, which would be Windows 7, Windows XP, Windows Server 2003. Not sure about 2008. I think Windows Server 2008 had the trusted installer implementation. Vista probably. I mean, so you can become. So you can become trusted installer by using Process Hacker. I was unaware of that in that case. I think they used. Yeah. Okay. Again, I'm saying Process Hacker, but it might have been Process Explorer. Oh no, you can. You fucking can. You can literally just go application run and create this task with trusted installer permissions. What the actual frick? Okay, we have to try this. I didn't know this was a thing. Okay. I'm gonna real-time switch between VMs here, okay? Prepare for madness. Madness, I tell you. Let me open this again. And then I'll try to open on the client. And then I'll go for full screen. I love doing stuff live. I absolutely do not. Okay. So what does this look like? Hey, it kind of worked. Don't mind me just editing my stream live here. Fit the screen. Boom. Boom, bada bing. Okay. Just running on my work lappy. So, because I know that you can become trusted installer, I mean, there was just recently released a bunch of techniques on how to impersonate trusted installer, both like I think it was using a virtual account and other stuff, but I didn't know Process Hacker had this permanently implemented. It's because they have their own driver, that's why. Lol. Yeah. Process Hacker implements their own K-Process Hacker driver, which is probably why they could do it. Because there's a run as menu, right? Create service? No. It's not this. It's not this. It's something else. It's like hacker, run as, toggle elevation, desktop session program, username. I can't choose trust installer, can I? But don't you ever Google something on the machine itself? Okay, let's just fire up this as a privileged user and then see if we can run as trusted installer. I didn't know you could do this. I'm still unsure if you can do this. Trusted installer? Oh, that failed because I typed cmd.x. Okay. IR team is probably bored. Angel, maybe they used the Windows installer, one Windows install takeover, installer file takeover even. I think the Mandiant log just showed them literally going to Bing and downloading Process Hacker and then running it, and then the FireEye agent was killed. Oh wait, it's a plugin? Wait, what? It's a plugin? Okay, I'm installing this plugin. I didn't recall anything about Mandiant knowing about some plugins. But okay, how do I install the plugin? Copy the plugin from zip folder into Process Hacker 2 plugins. Is this a Minecraft hack or what? Where is it? It's under program files, Process Hacker. Nope, Process Hacker plugins. And then restart. There we go. Run as trusted installer. Enter the command you want to run with trusted installer privileges. So it wouldn't show I am trusted installer. You are already at the correct reader, no need for plugins. Okay. Show me. I just need to type it correctly. So it would be NT Authority Trusted Installer. Oh no, that's a buff, right? I'm dumb. It's all. Cool. There we go. Because the difference would be if I run it as system. So this would be a system, and this would apparently be trusted installer. If I let's say Microsoft this, I wanted to try to kill Windows Defender, I can't do that from system, right? Okay. I like to try stuff. PID 2480. Is it task kill? IMF? Right? Did I do that correct? Amazed that I kinda sort of remember that command. 2480. If you know. If I could type, that'd be great. It's the F before the IM. Could not be terminated, okay? No, could not be terminated. You can't from trusted installer either with PPL, so it has PPL on. Okay, but he stopped the service, lol. So the service would be the thing you would stop. Window, what's that called? I think it's called Windows Defender. Windows. I know you can with services though. I think I've done it a couple of times. Not against Defender, but in something against another EDR solution. Windows Defender, Advanced Threat Protection is hopefully disabled. Windows Antivirus. Isn't it just Windows Defender? Is it Microsoft Windows Defender? Microsoft Defender Antivirus. This is the servers, WinDefend. Let's see, stop WinDefend. Access denied. Let's see, stop WinDefend. Access denied. Okay. Just run as service name as you do in Cobalt. Okay. Do somebody have a link on how to do it? Run as limited user. Run as. I mean, can you do this? You could also delete and move around files to break it. That will also work from Trusted Installer. You also have Advanced Run, which apparently allows you to do it. Oh, okay. Cool. Okay, interesting. I found something here, people. So you go to services and you start Trusted Installer. There we go. It's running. Go to process. Trusted Installer. I'm supposed to be able to click miscellaneous and run as this user. So this would have been how they did it, right? Cool. Didn't know this. What song is this? I like it. So it's system instructions or preps. Okay. But I'm pretty sure... Okay, so we could try to move the files around. Microsoft Defender. So if I tried to... using the system shell, I moved here and I tried to say move cmd mp cmd whatever to foo.dll. That shouldn't be allowed because I can't type. Is it move? Access denied. Okay, let's try it from here. Yep, works. Works. You can nuke or you could corrupt EDR solutions by doing this. By just, you know, moving around their files. Even though they're locked, you can move them. Okay, I have to take a phone quick. Give me a second here. How do I mute my... Sorry about that. That was my realtor agent, so kind of had to take that. My house is currently out for sale. If anybody wants to buy a little house in Norway, by the way, that's by my house. Okay, we're posting MP4 videos, WWHF, which is probably like Word Hackfest or something. Am I getting ODA'd? Did somebody, did he ODA me? Interactive, like new shell opened. Wild West Hacking Festival. Cool. This is great instruction stuff. Yeah, again, I'm saying this one more time. I might actually end up using Sliver on engagements if I can just confirm like the detection stuff in terms after we wrap it. But just the fact that it has SOX 5 is dope stuff. Really enjoy it. Okay, cool. So we ended up playing with Trusted Installer as well. So this is how he do it. So this is how he the Lopsus guys they binged. So this is how we hack computers these days, guys. You get initial access, then you go to the start menu and you find Internet Explorer, not Edge, that's too fancy. Internet Explorer, and then you search for, you go to Bing and you search for Mimikatz. Or before that, you have to search for Process Hacker and download and nuke the FireEye agent, and then you download and run Mimikatz off this. It just ceases to amaze me, and it, you know, sometimes it makes me start to reflect on the sort of level a lot of us are operating at, and how far away or how much. Okay, this sounds like me bragging, but it's not. It's just how much higher the level we are operating at is compared to freaking Lopsus downloading Mimikatz on disk. You know what I mean? It's embarrassing for Lopsus, and it's almost embarrassing for us, because it's like, okay, so you're telling me we don't need to spend all this time researching, creating methods on how to steal handles, dumping else asset all in memory, creating advanced unhooking capabilities, Parano Ninja going as far as creating an assembly-only debugger for his beacon so he can unhook EDR functions on runtime dynamically. I mean, like, you have all that, and then you have freaking Lopsus downloading Mimikatz to this using Bing. Like, what the actual... It's... Yeah. Yeah. And it also, obviously, my view and not anybody else's view, apparently, but like, the fact that Okta... I mean, the fact that, I shouldn't say Okta, the fact that a service company had those kind of permissions into a big company that provides identity access management solutions for huge companies was breached by Bing, Mimikatz, and Process Hacker is embarrassing. Are you saying that companies can't properly simulate attacking during red team engagements? Well, if you do regular pen tests, not really. I mean, yeah, it just shows to, yeah, it just, the landscape is just so uneven. You can approach companies that, you know, you would own by going to Bing and downloading Process Hacker and nuking their defend solutions, and then just using Mimikatz, and then you have companies where that would obviously be laughable and not possible. I mean, you know what I mean? Where they wouldn't have Internet Explorer, where you wouldn't have access to GitHub, less alone Mimikatz outbound from like a web proxy perspective, where you would never ever be able to touch disk with it, and ER would be all over that machine the minute you type Mimikatz into Bing. So yeah, it's just a really uneven landscape, and I think for us as consultants, we are the major, like the significant portion of our jobs is to adjust our capabilities for that specific engagement to the company's maturity. Because in the end, red team engagements aren't as valuable to the companies if you end up just bypassing everything and just leaving them with, hey, we owned you completely, you didn't catch jack shit. That's really invaluable to the company. You know, ideally they should catch you and learn from it. Gotta drop. Cheers guys, hope you all like Sliver. Send those PRs and fall bugs. Will for sure do. Sliver was great. Really appreciate you joining in and spoon feeding me during the demonstration process. That was great. Thank you so much for that. I also love how Rastamouse is taking his like a moderation status super seriously now. He's like, yeah, I like it. I love it. It kind of, yeah, I like it. Laters. Molosh. Molosh. Not gonna try that third time for sure. Okay, so I think we're closing the end of... Wow, I've been streaming for that long, yeah? Okay, so I think we're approaching the end of the stream. I'm gonna go grab some food, get some coffee, and then I'm going to jump on the Discord. So after the streams, I usually go on the Flangvik Discord, which I'm gonna drop a link to. And I love to hang out with you guys in the voice chat. So Rastamouse, since you're here, you're now obligated to join. You back out, you can't. Skelsek is also ready to fight. He's a real dickwad in voice channel, so be prepared for that. But other than that, you know, it's really nice. So feel free to join the voice chat, join the Flangvik Discord, and yeah. I've also been thinking about something, which is really, I think it's super jank and awkward, but I'm traveling to the States end of this month to meet the Trust the Sec gang and the company party. And I've been thinking, maybe, if it isn't too cringe, even though it's too cringe, maybe, just maybe, I might do some sort of half-assed travel vlog attempt, even though it's really cringe. It's like super hardcore cringe. But I might do it, just saying. I might do it. Awesome, Spider. Let us know if you're in Kali. Cal? Thank you so much for, yeah, I appreciate that you could steal some ideas, C5 Spider. And I'm waiting. Your CE2 framework hasn't released yet, right? When it does, I want to be checking it out. Maybe I might even, you know, maybe we can even like, check it out before we release it. That would be dope. Content. California. Yeah, I won't be in California though. I'll be in Ohio. But you know, maybe I'll do like a cringy travel blog. Maybe I'll pack Mouse in the briefcase and he can come along as a camera guy. That'd be great. Oh, terrible state. Terrible. What? Hey, I would love to test out C5 and give you some feedback. I'm sure a lot of people will enjoy me hacking about and breaking your C2 framework live as well, because I don't read documentation. That'd be cool. Okay, I'll be jumping off now. Again, if you wanna keep the conversation going, feel free to join the Flangvik Discord. Rastamouse will be there, Skelsek will be there. Hopefully somebody else be there. Excited for stream to start soon. Let's go. Oh yeah, we actually have a fair viewer count. We should probably raid somebody. That's a good call. Who's online infosec wise on Twitch right now? And how do I raid? I've never done it. You gotta help me, guys. You gotta spoon feed me. Where's the Twitch dev to spoon feed me on how I raid people? Yay, KKK. Let's check out the stream first. You gotta quality check the content here. He has way more than me. Okay. I'll hit him. You type raid username in chat box. Okay, I'm getting on here. Raid. Okay, we're raiding people. Okay, people. Prime up for the raid. GG Flang did the Twitch thing. Okay, be sure to join Discord though, right? Get your ass on Discord. There will be a mouse and there will be a skate stick. I thought, oh, what, no, yeah, don't leave me, Skalsek. I am the only one. Sorry, me cat. We just finished up about 2 hours here, but we're about to raid some guy. I was told to raid, or not some guy. I don't follow that much, but we'll be raiding. The stream looks great. No idea how this works. I have no idea what's going on.
I don't want to make a new directory. I have to be fast today. So we're going to be a little bit less organized. Okay. All right. Alrighty. Box is started. Let's make sure I can ping it.
A hunter must hunt.
Okay, I can ping it. Everything's good. Connectivity's good. Flankfic, raiding with the raid. Welcome. Welcome to your viewers. Thank you so much for the raid. That's so kind of you. And with tons of follows flooding in. Maticus Max was bringing Rasta Mouse into the stream. Oh my goodness, Rasta Mouse is in chat.